Good Sunday morning. Well, I always say morning, but it's usually always afternoon because I'm late in the day. In the morning, I'm always like organizing and taking my time, doing my skincare, piddling around. And then by the time I come on here, I'm like, hey, good morning. And it's not morning anymore. Anyways, I have some updates for you, which if you didn't hear about my little puppers, I have a 3-year-old little teacup Morkie, and she was stupid and ran through the fence, and a dog yanked her up. She's only like 4 pounds, and a big dog yanked her up and tossed her around like a rag doll, broke her back in several places, and tore her to shreds. So we took her to the vet, and the vet did x-rays, didn't see any breaks, but then she was paralyzed on her back, on her hind legs. And she finally came, we took her to the doggy neurologist, and they did an MRI, found breaks in her back for realsies, and then they just, they recommended that I go to UF, University of Florida, the College of Veterinary Medicine. And so my dog neurologist here locally talked to the chief of neurological surgery up there at UF and got my dog in. So my little baby dog is there. She had surgery. She had an implant. So they put a screw in between vertebrae L4 and L6 to where L5 was broken. So they kind of bridged the gap. And then they took there was some pressure on her spinal cord, which was causing the paralysis. So they relieved that. And so she's healing. So she had surgery on Friday. We're hoping she can come home tomorrow. So she's still not able to walk on her hind legs very well, but they said that she's really overcoming a lot and she's doing well considering. So let me get a different brush. So I'm very hopeful that the baby can come home tomorrow. And yeah, so, thank you so much for all of your prayers and well wishes for the baby dog. And we're just hoping that she can come home and come back home. So anyways, so that's the dog update. So she seems to be doing decently well. So we're just hoping that she fully overcomes everything. I want to use my smudge brush. I guess I'll just clean one. Hold on. She's going to overcome everything from what they say. And, she's urinating on her own and she's doing everything well. So we'll see. I got to clean this brush so I can use it. So I wanted to kind of show you. Oh, bless Jesus. These brushes, how they're really dirty, and you just spray. This is Saint's brush cleanser spray, and you just spray it on here. Amy, I am so excited for her to possibly come home. It's going to be a long road of healing, but the surgeon basically said, listen, she's young and she's spry. She's a very her spirit is so big, right? And so because of that, she really thinks she's going to have a great recovery. She's not concerned about her quality of life. She said, obviously, the recovery after her back surgery is going to be a lot, but she said, I'm not worried about her. I think she's going to do just fine. The prognosis is great. The prognosis was very poor when we first took her to the vet. The vet was like, she's paralyzed. This is not looking good at all. And then she went to the neurologist, and the neurologist I don't know, this is kind of tough. So it's kind of fair. And then after they got to the surgery team at UF, they were like, it's fair to good prognosis. And then now it's a great prognosis. So she made it through surgery. She's doing well. She's comfortable. And so obviously there's going to be some pain there, but see that you just kind of clean your brush real easy. And so we think she's going to be fine. So I'm really excited, and I'm just so grateful for all of your prayers and all of your thoughts and all of your messages, and just everybody. I just think that the power of positivity is crazy. Obviously the power of prayer, if you're the praying type, I'm not one to push that on anybody, but I'm a praying girl, and prayer changes things in my opinion. So I'm really hopeful that the baby can come home tomorrow. Also, anyways, get color matched for this makeup that I sell. The The not Black Friday, Mackenzie Jean, Boxing Day sale is the day after Christmas. So if you go ahead and get color matched to this makeup, then on the Boxing Day sale, there's so many things that are like 50% off. Last year's advent calendar is 50% off, like holy buckets. So make sure that you're getting your color match so that you can get your makeup and take advantage of the Boxing Day sale on Thursday, which is the day after Christmas. The neighbors are heartbroken. But the neighbors didn't do anything wrong. Their dog was just in their yard minding their own business. Their dog did nothing wrong at all whatsoever. My dog went into their yard and approached their dog, and their dog said, "Okay, I got you." And she snatched her up. So that's literally what happened. Their dog is not to blame at all whatsoever. She's a good baby. She didn't do nothing wrong. So it was the neighbor's dog, and they even sent over a little goodie bag, and they it had a little card, and it said, "I'm so sorry, Jewel, love Luna," which is their dog. And they sent over a little doggy blanket and some doggy toys, and they were like, "We hope you feel better," which was really sweet. And we're friendly with them. You know what I mean? There's no hard feelings as far as I'm concerned. Their dog was in their yard. Nobody did anything wrong. Our dog went into their dog's yard, and she got a bit for it. You know what I mean? So you big enough to get in it. Better be big enough to get out of it. I'm just glad that she was able to get through surgery. Okay, so this is my entire palette. This is my entire makeup bag, and I'm going to show you how I apply this in a way that is really insanely easy. This is the smudge brush. It's small. It has 2 dense ends, okay? These dense bristles are going to pack this makeup in the areas right where it goes. So I'm going to use every single one of these colors in a different area, and I'm going to have a full face of makeup, and I'm going to show you how I do this. So that's this entire, hey Emily, thank you for being here. This entire palette is my entire face of makeup. So I'm going to start with my contour, which is my darkest shade. Okay, so contour is a grayish kind of cool green, think green, blue, grays. Bronzer is warm, so think red, orange, yellow, so that's the difference. So we're going to start with our contour, and we're going to create shadows on our face, okay? So this doesn't have to be perfect. I start right here, rainbow at the hairline, and then I come under the cheekbones, just scoopy scoop, scoopy scoop, and all of this is going to blend in. So this is a cream makeup that's not super cakey. It's not weird. It's not gonna this. It looks really scary. It looks really messy. But whenever you see it blend, you'll be like, okay, that's really easy. So this is kind of what it looks like. This is my contour. You can do it light. You can do it heavy, whatever you want. But your makeup will blend in to perfection. So when you see this, if this is your first time seeing this and you're like, what the F is going on? Just trust me, y'all. Just freaking trust me. I'm just taking my contour shade and creating structure. I don't warm them up, but in my office, it's really warm. If I were to do this in my bedroom, in the vanity in my bedroom, my husband's a penguin, so I have to live in an igloo, and it's freezing in there. I keep my office warm. The vents are closed so that it's nice and warm in here, and it's right by the window, so the temperature's really good. When I do my makeup when I'm out on surveillance, in my car, they're even creamier. So if your makeup feels a little hard, just warm it up. Or if you use your finger and apply it, the heat from your skin will soften it. Okay, so this is what my contour looks like. It looks like a shit show. It looks like I smeared poop all over my face. It's weird, right? So what I'm doing is I'm creating structure. It's just structure. It looks weird. It looks like a toddler took a crayon. It's fine. Y'all just don't trust strangers on the internet, but trust me, okay? When this blends in, you're going to be like, no way. Okay, this is my smudge brush. I use one end for that. I take the other end and I'm going to go into my lightest shade. So that's my darkest shade. This is my lightest shade. So I'm picking up some of this concealer shade, or what I call a brightening highlight. When you comment the word match, I have it set up to send you my color match form. And you just upload your selfie, and I will tell you all of these shades to get. These are individual. You don't have to buy every single shade I color match you to. I'll send you a whole amount of eyeshadows that'll look great, and blushes and all of that. You just get the ones you want. They're all magnets. They have the color on the back and the ingredients, and which, by the way, there's only 11 ingredients. One of them is beeswax, really good for your skin. So just I'll tell you what shades to get and how to apply them, and then I'll teach you how to do I'm gonna relearn y'all how to do makeup because I'm 40, and if you're around my age, then you know learning makeup was kind of a shit show. Sorry, but it's true. Okay, so T-Zone for that brightening highlight. So if you're new here, one way to remember this is Scuba Steve. If you are scuba diving and you put on your scuba goggles, the bright color goes in there. That's where the brightness goes, okay? So that's where your bright color goes. Outside your goggles, outside the goggles is the contour. So think of where the goggles go. The contour goes outside your Scuba Steve goggles. The brightness goes inside the Scuba Steve goggles, okay? So then I'm going to use the same brush that I just applied this concealer shade or my bright color with. And I'm going to go into my main foundation shade. I call this a main highlight. So when you get your color match, it's going to say main highlight. That's your main shade, main foundation, whatever you want to call it. And I am just kind of putting this everywhere else. So this makeup is not the same opacity as like a liquid foundation, okay? So this is actually going to blend out much more sheer. It's going to correct the colors on your skin. So if you have like a pink undertone like I do, or if you have discoloration, this is going to provide a lot of color correction for that. If you have things that need extra color correction, I can help you with that. But this makeup will do a pretty dang good job of doing that on its own, right? So this is what my makeup looks like. This is in lieu of taking one flat color of liquid foundation and smearing it all over your face. We're doing this instead. Yeah, the contour, I think it's because of the pigments in it. It's a little bit hard, like not as creamy. So you kind of have to be the boss of that one a little bit. Like you got to boss that one around a little bit more. She needs a little bit more encouragement. But once you put it on your skin, it'll soften. So this is on my skin. It looks cakey. It looks weird. It looks gross, right? The brushes, the Saint brushes, whenever you use these brushes to blend your makeup, it's going to pick up any excess makeup that you don't need, and it's going to take it, it's going to put it on the brush, right? So clean brush. I'm going to use this to press this makeup into my skin, okay? Ash is cooler than Astoria, so that makes sense. The cooler shades are way less creamy for some reason. I don't know if that's something to do with the pigment. I'm not sure. Okay, so now I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to blend this into my skin. We're not psycho swirling like psycho maniacs. Like we're not doing that. We're not like, nope. We're just using, I always say take your 2 favorite bristles and use those to blend your makeup. So we are just basically pressing this in to our skin. And what's going to happen is this is going to melt in and the brush is going to pick up any excess. You don't have to apply with the small brush. Like you can apply with any brush. You can apply with your fingers, whatever you want. I like to do it this way just to kind of show like where everything goes. Thank you so much, my friend. You're so sweet. I really appreciate you. Shine like me. I like that. Shine like me. Girl, I want to shine like you. Okay. So these colors are just, I'm melting them into my skin. I'm just pressing everything in. This is not wet like liquid foundation. So I'm going to use the same brush to just kind of press in my contour and everything is just going to melt together really pretty. It's not wet like a paint or like a liquid foundation. So it's not going to get all swirled and mixed and crazy and then the colors are going to blend and it's going to be wild. Jewel, I just heard from the surgeon a little bit ago. Jewel is doing better. We're hoping she can come home tomorrow. My plan is to go there in the morning and visit and then bring her home in the afternoon. But they're going to call me in the morning and I'll be honest with you. So it's a 2.5 hour drive up to UF where the surgery team is taking care of her. Hi, Grayson. So so that's number 1. Number 2, I don't want to go there and visit her and then leave again and then her be like, please take me with you. Like, why do you keep leaving? So if she can't come home until Tuesday for whatever reason, like the doctor feels like she needs another day there, then I just probably won't go until Tuesday and then just pick her up and bring her home. But I'm really not sure yet because I just don't want her to see us again and then leave her again because after she got attacked, right, and it broke her back or whatever, after that happened, I took her to the vet. She stayed the night at the vet. The next day, I picked her up from the vet, took her to the neurologist, and she stayed the night at the neurologist. The next morning, I picked her up from the neurologist and took her to UF. So she hasn't been home. And I feel like I keep picking her up, and picking her up and taking her and leaving her. And so I don't want to do that again. So when I go to see her again, I want it to be when I can bring her home. But they did start, excuse me, holistic therapy, like pain therapy, like acupuncture or something. She's got a long road of healing, but I think she'll be okay. Yeah, she's doing much better. The prognosis was not great at all, but they think that she's going to do fine. So I'm really hopeful for her, and I'm just grateful for everybody's prayers and thoughts. Okay, so see how I turned this into this, right? So I have my bright color here, the contour, and the lighting is kind of bad in here. So this side is like facing the window. You'll see it on this side better. So we're just blending all of these shades together, okay? So to get color matched, I can tell you what shades to get. I'll tell you what shades to get. You just have to upload your selfie. Just comment the word match and I'll send you the color match form. You can text me too. Like just text me directly and we can chat that way. Like it's me, not a robot. So don't be afraid to just text me. Okay, so I'm just pressing these shades into my skin. The heat from my skin is kind of softening the makeup and it's just kind of like pressing it in. So this is great for even if you have mature skin, lines, wrinkles, texture, all the things. This makeup is great for you. The older you are, the more I recommend this makeup because there's no alcohol in it, so it's not going to settle and cake and crease in those lines and wrinkles and make them more obvious. It's actually going to help to camouflage them more. And because all the ingredients are all the same in all the different shades, you can utilize that to your advantage and put like, I can help you figure out like where the dark shades go and, where the cool shades go and the bright shades go and help you get the most out of your makeup in a way that helps you look like youthful and bright and like you have life back in your face. Do you know what I mean? So that's the goal here, is not to use makeup as a mask, but to actually use it to enhance our features that we already have. Okay. So this is one layer of makeup. So this is in place of, so these three colors that I use, my foundation, my concealer, my contour, is in place of that one layer of liquid foundation. And there's no alcohol in this. So it's not going to dry your skin out. It's not going to dry up on your face. It's not going to evaporate, leaving you with just powdery, dry, cakey pigment. It's just going to melt and move with your skin. And it's really, really beautiful. So now I have those three shades. I have coverage everywhere. It's not cakey. It's not weird. I have my dimension, a little bit of contour. So the dark versus the light. So it looks crazy at first, but then you blend it and you're like, well, holy bananas, she was right. And it's really easy. Each shade, by the way, is only $16. And so you build your palette in your budget, like you just, whatever your budget is. And then you can add more later. All the palettes are magnets, like they have magnets on the bottom. And then you just take whatever color and just replace it. So when you run out of one, it takes like, the one you use the most is probably your main shade. It just depends on how you do your makeup. And then it's like 6 to 9 months and then it's $16 and you replace it. So it's super affordable. It's really easy to learn, especially if you are my customer. I teach makeup, like kind of like explain it to me like I'm 5 because that's how I need things explained to me. She's doing okay today. Thank you so much for asking. She's doing much better. She's peeing on her own and she's she's not quite walking on her hind legs. She can stand, but still having difficulty walking, but also she has a catheter in one of her legs. Is it called a catheter when they drain the fluids from the wound or whatever? Anyways, her stitches are healing nicely from where the dog, like where she had the punctures. So those are healing nicely and she's doing really well considering. So I'm really grateful for that. Thank you so much for asking. Okay. So those are these three shades: foundation, concealer, contour. So this is, we've highlighted and contoured, that easy. Okay. Yeah, she had surgery Friday. It took 4 hours and, a team of surgeons, and she seems to be doing well. Thank you. I'm so happy. I hope she can come home tomorrow. Okay. Foundation, concealer, contour. Now I'm going to add bronzer. Bronzer's the warm shade. So where bronzer is like the cool gray ashy, the bronzer is the warm. I know they said that she'll likely be home for Christmas, which we're really, really happy for. Like really happy for that. Bronzer goes on the high points of the face. So again, if you're thinking of Scuba Steve, I like to use goggles for a reference. And so wear your goggles, sit on your face. That's where the bronzer goes. The contour goes outside the goggles, but you see how the bronzer kind of makes the shape of goggles? That's where your bronzer goes. The brightening highlight goes inside those goggles. The bronzer is the goggles, and the contour goes on the outside. So that's a great way to remember like where things go. And the bronzer looks a little scary because it's a little dark, but whenever you press this into your skin, you get the dimension, so you'll get the warmth versus the cool without the cakiness. So all of these shades are all the same ingredient. So even though I'm layering this makeup, number one, you don't use that much, so it's not really a big deal. And number two, the shades are all the same ingredient, so they're all melting together. There's no alcohol in them. Nothing has set up, and you're not trying to merge a bunch of ingredients that just don't go. This is, I mixed up bronzer and contour. Did your face look a little bit dirty? That's funny. But even what's interesting is that even if you mix them up sometimes, like even if you mess up your shades, it still doesn't look bad because the finish is flawless. Okay, so that's the bronzer. It kind of gives you a little bit of warmth. I am a bronzer hoe, okay? I'm a bronzer slut. I love the bronzer. Need it so much. So I'm someone who uses a lot of bronzer. And so I really like that warmth. So I add a little bit more. This makeup is buildable. You wear it however you want, whatever makes you feel pretty. Once you use this makeup once or twice and you see how little you need, you'll be a bronzer hoe too. And you'll be like, oh girl, okay, I see the bronzer. And a lot of times we're scared of these shades and we're like, I don't know, right? But when I tell you, you put on these shades and you're like, oh my gosh, like your skin just looks and feels so beautiful. It's just like skin. It's not cakey and heavy and weird and all the things. It's just gorgeous. I wish I should have put this towards the natural light. That looks a little better. We'll see. It's weird because the window's over here and then whatever. Also, don't be afraid to use different brushes. This is a great brush. This is big and fluffy, right? We're not using this to mash and doing that thing. We use this to dust. All of our brushes, we're just dusting. None of these brushes are mashing into our face, just dusting, right? So this is my foundation, concealer, contour, bronzer. Now I'm going to use blush. Blush, I'm just going to use the same brush that I used to apply the rest of my makeup. And we're going to take, this is the color Nude. She's a really pretty go-to. Backs of the cheekbones. Backs of the cheekbones. And then I'm going to use my 3D brush and just press it in. And this will blend in really pretty. You don't need a whole lot. You can use much less if you want. You can mix colors if you want. And don't be afraid to put multiple shades in your palette and like switch it up each day. And the shades that you see online are big, fat, lying liar pants. They are not as dark as they look. They're not as crazy as they look. I'm going to need you to trust me on that. So if you see a shade and you're like, gosh, that looks really out of my comfort zone, get it. And then when you say, Mackenzie, I bought this color and I think it's going to look hideous. And then when you're like, can you swatch this for me or whatever, or tell me how to wear this? Don't worry. I will show you how to wear it. And then you'll feel really good about it. That same nude color that I just put on my cheeks, I just put a little on my lips and I'm topping it with Sunshine State, which is a really pretty shimmer. You can use these shades however you want. Mix and match. Do whatever works for you. I'm doing a super nude look because I'm wearing a bunch of like the nude neutrals today. Tiffany! You guys, Nail Junkie 615. She does custom press-ons. If you want custom press-ons, you can get them from her. Look, she did these for me. Aren't they cool? And she does like all kinds of different, here's some more winter ones that she just did for me. Aren't they pretty? She custom, like hand paints every single nail. So if you want the custom press-ons, nailjunkie.designs.com or nailjunkie615, you just tell her, I want this and this. And she'll be like, okay. And then you just brain dump a bunch of crap to her and then she'll do it. Oh yeah. And they glow in the dark. So cool. So cool. Hopelessly Devoted. Oh my God. Oh, Amy, Hopelessly Devoted and Grape are going to be on sale for the what's it called after the Boxing Day sale on Thursday after Christmas. they're going to be 50% off. Lots of things are going to be 50% off. So go there. Okay, so I did my foundation, concealer, contour, bronzer, blush, lipstick, right? Almost done. Illuminator. This is my rose gold illuminator. Santa's Elf Living 2 Sally Hansen colors. Sally Hansen is good. I like the Sally Hansen brand. Illuminator is going to sit on the tops of the cheekbones. Yeah, I like the press-ons. The press-ons are easy. They're, you know, you can change them if you want. They're fun. You can mix and match them. I love doing the press-ons. I placed 3 orders since Thanksgiving. Bless your heart. Okay, so there's my illuminator. I'm going to put a little bit down my nose, a little bit on the Cupid's bow. Just little ways to make your makeup pop, right? So easy, so fun. Foundation, concealer, contour, bronzer, illuminator, blush, lipstick, setting powder. Right here in the T-zone. This is going to brighten. It's going to set your makeup, control the oil. Setting powder is wonderful in your T-zone. See that right there? See? So pretty. This is my whole face. Like everything all in one. It's all like, this is my whole entire makeup bag. And you can put in here as much or as little as you want. There's different size palettes. You do whatever. Now we're going to do this exact eyeshadow look and call it a day. And that's my whole entire palette. That's my whole entire makeup. Oh yeah, stock up on the cleansing spray for sure. It's good stuff. I love it. It's the best thing since sliced bread. Okay, let's start with this one. I think this is Sedona. We're going to dust this lightly all over. Don't let these colors scare you either. I know some of them look really scary and you're like, I don't really know. Just get the colors because they're pretty. Start lightly and you can build these. I added some warms and some cools together to create just a really nice dimension. Okay, so that's just one color. Now I'm going to come in here to this shade. What is this? Philly? Bird? Hold on a second. This is Bird. I'm going to put him in the outer corner. Just kind of creating contrast. Tappy tap, outer corner, outer corner. Pulling him up onto the hood a little bit. These are super easy looks that anybody can do. They just look really scary and really intimidating, but if you can just get your hand to be super light and just use like your 2 favorite bristles to blend your shades and do light dusting instead of like mashing into your eyeballs and into your skin, your makeup will look really great. I'm telling ya. Now I'm just trying to make them even because I have OCDC. Oh my gosh, I usually call it ACDC, but I also have OCD, so OCDC is actually a little bit funnier. I'm a freaking mess. See how it's easier to build? It's easier to add more than it is to take away, and there's hardly any fallout. This eyeshadow is really nice. There's not a lot of fallout at all. Have them text me. I can match any. And if you ever need to order some for someone else, like if you have a teenager or you have someone that you want to get a gift for and it's makeup or whatever, just text me and be like, hey girl, I want to color match this person, like, and get him a gift or whatever. You can build him a palette and then I can help you do that. Yeah, I'm going to use this shimmer shade. This is Blondie on the inner half of the lid. I keep this under the crease. Really pretty, super light. Boop, 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 boop. And then you just kind of press that right there on your lid. So this is really, really easy makeup, especially if you just get the colors I tell you to get and put them where I tell you to put them. That's literally all you gotta do. Okay? That's it. And then just text me every morning if you have to. Be like, girl, where does this go again? And I'll tell you. I'll learn you. I'm gonna learn you. I'll learn all of you. This is Drift. She's my favorite for right here. to give a pop to that inner corner. Pop, 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 pop. See that? Super easy. So if you're someone who's like, I don't know, man. I don't do makeup. I don't like makeup. It scares me. I'm terrified. I'm your girl. Because that's how... I'm taking a little bit of this Sedona shade. And I'm going to dust it right here. I think that's why my selling makeup online has been successful for me, is because I relate to that woman who's like, I'm not confident enough for this. I'm not good enough for this. I'm not whatever. I know that feeling. So that's why I relate to that woman. Yeah, so this is called Saint. Thank you guys. Saint, S-E-I-N-T. And it's all just customized. Yeah, it's a Boxing Day sale, which I didn't know what that was, but it's after Christmas. It's a Canadian thing, but yeah, the lippies are not long wear. They are on the cheeks, like the lip and cheek shades they're great on the cheeks, but on the lips they're just not long wear. She had to choose between the founder Carrot Brooke. She had to choose between the ingredients. Like, are we keeping it clean or are we making it long wear? So I recommend these are going to be 50% off too. These little square palettes here. These are all going to be 50% off on Thursday. Grab a couple of them and you can pop 2 shades in here, and you can pop your 2 of your favorite lippies or whatever and put it in your purse or your pocket and it's ready to go. Not everything, but there's going to be a lot of things, like a couple of the lip and cheek shades, several of the eyeshadows, last year's advent calendar. Tabitha, just text me. If I'm your artist, if you have a different artist, I don't want to step on her toes. But if you need help and you're like, I'm really, really scared, just text me. You can ask any of my customers here. I know a lot of these girls be texting me all the time. And I'm like, they know that when you text me, you will get a response. I will help you. I'm very, very helpful. And I will hold your hand because I know what it's like to feel overwhelmed. Hello, ADHD. I know what it's like to feel overwhelmed, and I know what it's like to lack confidence. And you guys got to remember, I used to be 300 pounds for my whole life, for 40 years. I was made fun of for being ugly and fat. So if there's anything that I know what it's like to lack, that's confidence. And so if I can help someone by giving that back to her and helping her feel seen and help her understand how she can feel just a little bit better about herself. And if that's just knowing how to apply her makeup right, or maybe, a lot of us, my mom didn't teach me how to do makeup. You know what I mean? Another 8th grader did. And then I did that for 40 years. She didn't know what she was doing either. It was like the blind lead the damn blind. You know what I mean? So I will help you, because I feel like every woman deserves to feel her best. Every woman deserves to feel confident. And I feel like if that's what I have to contribute to the world, then that's what I'm going to contribute to the world. You know what I mean? The Lord gives you a gift. Use it, I guess. What else am I going to do? There's women out here running around that are terrified of makeup and hate themselves and don't feel pretty. And if a little bit of makeup can help boost your confidence just that much, do it. You know what I mean? Then that's what we're going to freaking do. It's not fair. It's not fair that we're just out here looking at people online and we're comparing ourselves to them, and we look at them and go, oh, gosh, if only I could do that. But it's not relatable, right? Because people online, the internet's fake. People show up online. They show you what they want you to see. I will show you what I'm terrified of, because that's what's real, right? I'll show you what embarrasses the shit out of me just so you know that you're not alone. That's my take on it, I guess. I just feel like it's just so important to be real. And it's just, the internet is not real. But you'll get real here, because I will make fun of myself before anybody else can. That's trauma. Anyways, and look, that's your whole face, your whole makeup, and it's all, this is just you see what I mean? I'm telling you, it's everything all in one. And obviously your makeup won't look like mine. You might not use contour. You might not use the eyeshadow or whatever. You build it how you want within your budget, but I can help you. I'll help you determine what shades to get, help match you to some really pretty complementary eyeshadows and the brushes that you need. And, based on how you like your makeup to look, if you are someone who likes a more full coverage look, there's going to be a more dense brush. And if it's something a little bit lighter, you're going to want a fluffier brush. So I can help you with all of that. You can count on me to hold your hand and help you, feel like a better version of yourself, So anyways, that's my goal. So comment match to get a free color match, or just text me. It ain't a robot, y'all. It's not a robot. It's me. Just text me and be like, girl, I was on your Instagram and I want to try this makeup. Where do I start? Or just whatever you got to do. I'm here for it. I got you. So I'm going to go do last minute Christmas shopping. I got to go to the mall and go do some last minute stuff and then get excited for tomorrow when I can maybe go and pick up the baby now that she's had surgery. It's a 2.5 hour drive up to UF, so maybe we could go and pick her up or visit her or whatever. So I'm hoping. So I'm going to hear from the surgeon first thing in the morning, and they're going to tell me, like, you know, how she's doing, and hopefully she'll be good enough to come home. And if that's the case, then I can just go pick her up. The mascara that I used is the Bad Gal Bang from Benefit. I've never used a colored mascara before, and they sent me this and this red one and this blue one, and I'm like, you guys are high as hell. No one's ever going to wear those. These are really pretty, and they're not as crazy as you think they are. Like, you can make them crazy, like, depending on how the rest of your makeup looks. But if you just, like, are using these lightly on your lashes just for some color, I'm telling you, it really is worth a shot. I had never used colored mascara. I thought it was dumb. And then I'm telling you, really, really pretty. Mocha Mousse. I've heard of that Pantone situation. I got to look that up more. Mocha Mousse. I feel like that's the color. It sounds like that's a little bit of the color. Whatever. Anyways, so get your makeup. Comment match. I will be color matching. I color match all day, every day, 7 days a week, like not 24 hours a day because I got to sleep. But usually I try to get all my color matches back by the end of the day. Usually it's just within an hour or two, maybe a little longer if I'm too busy or something. But you'll get your color match back really fast. You can count on me to take care of it for you. And then as soon as you get your color match back, you can text me and be like, hey, I have questions or whatever. I'm here for it. I am your customer service girl. And you can, like, I will walk you through everything. I just think it's, you know, another thing that makes people feel confident is when you care, you know, so that's another thing that you will get from me is you will know that I care and I'm concerned about you feeling confident and all the things. So that's just what I believe in. So, okay, you guys have a great day. I'm going to go try and not die in the last minute Christmas shopping shuffle. I love you guys. Have a good one. Bye.